So, you remember, what's his name? Hussein Haseeb Ahmed, 31 years old, from the Kurdistan region of Iraq, died in Manston detention centre from diphtheria. And his family, his cousin Tariq, said people can be witness that he was a unique boy. He went to make a good life for him and his family. We found out from the news that he had caught disease from France when he travelled to Britain. So he was not screened when he came to the UK. He left his home in northern Iraq in mid-October before leaving behind his wife and his young daughter. From there he travelled to Turkey, then from there by boat to Italy, arriving at the jungle migrant camp in Calais in northern France, and then a boat to the UK, and then detained in Manston, where he died. He'd left a note, a voice note, saying, "My throat is stuck together. I swear I can't eat anything. I can't even swallow water. I vomit when drinking water. I have never had a bad illness like this." And yet he received no care because of our hostile environment. And so today it comes as no surprise to me at all, given the care with which the Home Office dealt with people in detention in Manston, that Legionnaire's disease has been found in the barge in the bibby Stockholm. You couldn't make this up, could you, really? You couldn't make this up. Lee Anderson says, well, it's better accommodation than anything I received in Skegness or Blackpool or Whitby. Well, thank you, I'm sure, Lee Anderson, for that tourist advert. Would you go near Skegness, Whitby or Blackpool now if what you're facing is the potentially Legionnaire's disease? Is that what Lee Anderson is saying? Because that's the impression he's giving. Certainly in my experience of Skegness, Whitby and Blackpool, I've had a lovely time, but I don't think the accommodation I stayed in was anything like the bibby Stockholm. And I certainly wasn't forced through airport security to get into my accommodation, or bussed to the nearest exit like a criminal. So the 39 residents of the bibby Stockholm have now been disembarked. They're going to presumably be screened and checked. That will take time and cost money. This is a very expensive white elephant. This is more of an expensive white elephant even than HS2. What are these people playing at? This is nonsensical, because once again, Suella Braverman and her cronies demonstrate that they haven't done their homework, they are lazy, and it's the only thing they seem to have learnt is the rhetoric. I could not be more shocked or more scandalised by this story if I tried. I saw the way that migrants were paraded and treated when I lived in Greece in the early part of the 21st century. I took Greece to court for the torture and the inhumane treatment that they provided to migrants in the various centres that they kept them in Crete, in Chania, where the current Prime Minister has been holidaying, in Lavrion, just outside Athens. I know about the squalid conditions there. And we are following in an example which is nearly 20 years old. Well, I took Greece to the European Court of Human Rights. We won. It took 11 years. We got a small payout. But the European Court of Human Rights demanded a change in the Greek laws. That has never happened. And I would take this opportunity to ask Kyriakos Mitsotakis, where is that change in the law? Why does it take 20 years to comply with the European Court of Human Rights? Is the European Court of Human Rights so inadequate?